Hello and welcome to the Green Table Senior Care Talk Show. Eshonda and I are your Senior Care Talk Show hosts and the Senior Care experts. Eshonda is going to let you know a little bit about who we are.
Yes, just a little bit about who we are tonight. Again, I'm Eshonda. I'm here with my sister Jessica. We're sisters. We're both registered nurses, and we started a business. We started a business 16 years ago now,
Yes.
and it started with a personal experience of having to take care of my grandmother, who could no longer stay home by herself. And she told us, she said, "I do not want to go to a nursing home." And me and Jessica had a background in working in nursing homes. And so we knew the challenges that she would face. And we just wanted her to be able to stay home because, number one, that's what she wanted. So we started our business, like I said, 16, 17 years ago. Our grandmother was our first client. We grew our business to over 20 million in lifetime sales. We sold a part of our business, our in-home care, in 2019 for seven figures. And then we pivoted and we started helping other entrepreneurs, other individuals start their own senior care business. And that's what we do now. We coach, we have a mastermind, we have coaching programs and all of that to help people start their own senior care business. So that's just a little bit about us.
All right, now that Eshonda has told you who we are, let me tell you what the Green Table Senior Care Talk Show is all about, right? So, Eshonda and I have created an intimate space. We have created a space for aspiring entrepreneurs and current entrepreneurs where you can learn and receive knowledge, right, about the industry and know all the tea. And so we're going to be bringing experts in. We have experts here with us today, special guests, three ladies. We're talking about coming from bedside to CEO, right? And so we want to have an intimate conversation with all ladies here to share their story about how they transitioned from the bedside to CEO. So if you're ready, let me see you put ready in the chat because we're ready to bring up to the stage. Let me get my intros in and welcome my ladies. And so first I'm going to welcome Aldrini Peak Bishop. She is a family practitioner since 2015, and she's the owner of Marley Health Scrubs Mobile Rental Scrub Shop. So let's welcome Aldrini to the stage.
Hi, Jessica and Eshonda. Thanks for having me. I really appreciate this opportunity.
Great. We're glad to have you, and we look forward to talking to you more. So let me just introduce everyone, and then we'll come back and we'll ask some detailed, intimate questions about how you got started with your mobile scrub shop. So next we want to welcome Sakithia Sims Waters. Sakithia is a family nurse practitioner as well with over 20 years of experience. She's the owner of Concierge Clinic, Mobile, and Medical Clinic. Welcome, Sakithia.
Hi. Thank you guys so much for having me. I'm so honored to have the invite.
Great. We're great to have you, and we look forward to talking to you further in the show. All right, our last, but certainly not least, our final guest, Dr. Patrice Little. She's also an FNP. She's a senior political advisor for AARP, a published author, and CEO of NP Nurse digital platform for nurse practitioner students. Welcome, Dr. Little.
It's great to be here, and congratulations for the premiere of the Green Table Talk.
All right, so welcome, ladies. We're going to jump right in and ask some questions and do a deep dive on who you are.
Okay, I'm gonna take a quick pause for production.
Okay. No, I'm serious.
Oh, I just wanted to let you all know what was going on. It says we were live, that no one could see us. It wasn't streaming, so we're waiting to see what's going on with that. So it was a practice run through.
So, all right, in the live. Okay. I was talking to just, okay. Here we go. Okay, yeah, we should be good now. Okay, I'm gonna do it once we good to go. All right, ladies. I apologize, but we should be good now. Just let me know when you are ready for me to go again. Y'all did so wonderful. Y'all did so wonderful.
So, quick question, Jessica, does it look like I'm looking downward? Because I tried adjusting the cam, but it looks like I'm still kind of looking downward.
We back at the
Do you mind if I share something?
Sure.
So what you do is, like, for instance, you're gonna have to just always look in the eye of like the camera and never look at them. You
Okay.
just have to get used to
It's
just
hard.
trusting that you're looking at the audience.
Okay. Because that's what I was doing. I was looking facing them. So okay.
Yeah, you have to. Yeah.
I'm so glad.
Because you see how we look it up now, because we can see y'all on our TV screen, but our camera is actually right here. So it's kind of hard. Yeah.
Makes sense. Okay.
You said what?
All right, y'all. I think we're ready to run this again. Ready?
Yeah, we're gonna go now.
Everybody on?
Okay. You said Dr. Patrice, her head cut off a little bit.
Yeah.
Did she hear me? Yeah.
Dr. Little.
Dr. Little wanna
Your head,
adjust.
yeah.
There we go. All right, so we're gonna go in 5,
Is that
4,
better?
3.
Hello. Welcome. Before we get started,
Is that better?
hear and see us okay? Yes.
I can't hear anything now. Let's see.
So if you would, please put in the chat that you can hear and see us okay, and we're going to get started because we don't want you to miss anything.
I don't know what happened.
Feedback. All right, so I think we're ready now. So hello and welcome to the Green Table Senior Care Talk Show. Eshonda and I are your senior care hosts for the Green Table Talk Show and the senior care experts. So now I'm going to let Eshonda tell you a little bit about who we are.
Yes, we are sisters. We are registered nurses as well. We started our business 16 years ago with a deeply personal experience of having to take care of our grandmother who could no longer stay home by herself. And she told us, she said, I do not want to go to a nursing home. And Jessica and myself both had experience working in a nursing home. And so we knew the challenges that she would face. And we decided that we wanted to make sure that, we honored her choice that she wanted to stay home. So we started our business, and our grandmother was our very first client. And we grew our business to over 20 million in lifetime sales. We sold a part of our business in 2019 for 7 figures. And then we pivoted and we started helping other entrepreneurs start their own senior care business. So now we have turnkey solutions. We have a mastermind coaching program. We have a 6-week incubator coaching program and things of that nature to help people start their senior care business. So that's just a little bit about us.
All right, so now let me tell you what the Green Table Senior Care Talk Show is all about. So Eshonda and I, we wanted to create a intimate space where we could talk to aspiring entrepreneurs, current entrepreneurs, and share knowledge with them on how in the business arena. And so that is why we started the Green Table Talk. And so now that is the perfect segue to let us introduce our very first episode. So yes, we're very excited. This is our first episode on the Green Table Senior Care Talk Show. And we're going to be talking about coming from bedside to boss,
Yes,
right?
yes.
And so this evening we will be talking to 3 ladies who made the leap from going from the bedside to becoming CEO of their business. And so I want to help me welcome the 3 ladies we have here tonight that's going to share their story. And I want to introduce them. And so first we have Algernie Peak Bishop. She is a family nurse practitioner since 2015 from Leesburg, Georgia. She is the owner of Marley Health Scrubs, mobile rental scrub shop. Welcome, Algernie.
Hi, Jessica and Eshonda. First, let me just say thanks so much for having me. I really appreciate this opportunity and just excited to be at the Green Table Talk.
Yes, we're excited to have you and to learn all about your experience becoming nurse to CEO. Next, we're going to have Sakithia Sims Waters. She's also a family nurse practitioner with over 20 years of experience. She is the owner of Concierge Clinic, Mobile and Medical Clinic. So please help me welcome to the stage Ms. Waters. Welcome.
Hi. Thank you guys so much for having me. Congratulations on the first episode. It's a great platform. I'm just happy to be here.
Welcome.
Welcome and thank you. All right. Last but certainly not least, we have Dr. Patrice Little, DNP and FNP. She is a senior political advisor for AARP, and she's also a published author. She is the CEO of Nurse Practitioner Student Digital Platform for Nurse Practitioner Students. Let me correct that. She's CEO of NP Students Digital Platform for Nurse Practitioner Students. So help me welcome Dr. Patrice Little.
Hi, ladies. I'm excited to be on this first episode of the Green Table Talk, and congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. So let's jump right in.
Okay, let's dive right in. I have some questions for you ladies, and I think this question I'm gonna actually direct it to each one of you, okay? So the first question is, why did you start your business? And we can start with you, Sakithia.
Okay. I love being first. Well, the idea was kind of in my head for quite a while, but in 2020, during COVID-19, I noticed that there were so many issues with people being able to get into doctors' offices for non-COVID issues. So my partner and I figured that we can meet that need by having home visits versus having to get out into the office, risking for COVID and different challenges that were so frequent. We started off with a primary care focus, and that was what we wanted to direct our focus into, but somehow we ended up on the weight loss pattern, picking up a little bit more steam. So choosing to work with what was working, we shifted gears and evolved into a more focus of weight loss versus primary and urgent care.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, now we're going to hear from Aldrini. If you can tell us, why did you start your business?
Just like Sakithia mentioned, I think COVID-19 had a lot to do with the birth of Marley Health Scrubs. I've always wanted to be a business owner, but I just wasn't necessarily sure in what capacity. I envisioned it being maybe on a private sector, just starting my own practice. But life happens, things change. And so that kind of got delayed a little bit. But during last year, during COVID, we were like in the middle of the pandemic. So just busy seeing patients, really didn't have time to leave the office. Lunch breaks were short. So we were just kind of overwhelmed with everything. And ironically, I received a call from one of my colleagues who asked if I could basically speak at a women's empowerment retreat. And so without hesitation, I responded. I said, yeah, sure, I'll do it. And so she said, well, okay, I'll get back with you in the next day or so. Well, within the next 24 hours, she asked if I would send her a headshot. And so thinking to myself, well, I don't have any updated headshots. The last headshot that I had was outdated, probably about 3 or 4 years before I transitioned into my new role with the current practice that I'm affiliated with. And so I said, sure, I'll get some headshots for you. So I hopped online, booked a photo session, and also booked an appointment with my makeup artist. But, one of the things that I was missing was I needed scrubs and I needed lab jackets. And honestly, I just did not have the time. It was limited, in actually going into a store to try on scrubs. And so what I did was I ended up going online, ordered two different sets of scrubs because I wasn't sure what size, ordered two lab jackets. And as I was getting ready for my to get my makeup done, throughout the entire session, we kind of talked about entrepreneurship. I left there and went to my photo session. And when I got there, it was the same conversation. And I'm like, okay, what does this mean? And the next morning, something just sparked like, you know what? I enjoy helping people. So you can provide like convenience for some of these nurses that can't really, that don't really have the time. And so I started researching, and that's pretty much how I came up with it. I wanted to have a service that was convenient, but also to provide comfortable scrubs for some of the nurses that were working the front line during that time.
Awesome. Awesome.
So it's just, honestly, everything just started falling into place for me. And that's how we got started.
Wow. And you know what, Algeny and Sakithia, that is kind of, we hear that all the time. That's kind of our story as well. Having a need, seeing a need, a problem, and bringing a solution to the need. And so that's pretty much what makes a business successful, right? You find a problem and you create a solution. And so that's what entrepreneur, being your own boss, is all about.
Yes, yes. While we're waiting on Dr. Little to get back on, y'all have definitely dropped some nuggets. I hope our audience are picking up on these nuggets that these young ladies have dropped already. Now, I've heard two things. One, y'all found a need and provided a solution. And number two, I heard life happens, right? And you pivoted, right? You pivoted toward what works. And that is entrepreneurship all day long. It's 101. I can't tell you how many things we started and had to change or either stop doing. But it's okay. That's a part of being an entrepreneur, right? And you find what works. And so those were two big nuggets that you ladies have dropped today. All right, let's see, where's Dr. Patrice Little?
So while we're waiting on Dr. Little, Sakithia, if you can just tell us, you tell us why you started. Just tell us a little bit how long you've been in business, where are you? So tell us a little bit about your business.
Okay. I do want to first kind of piggyback off of Audrey. She is completely right with just a feeling. You have a feeling, and being flexible has been a very, very helpful thing for me. We had to start over so many times and regroup and do it different. And meaning why we ended up on the wellness and the weight loss path was just simply stop fighting what you had originally in your head, and to just go with what is working, work with what is working, and be more flexible in that way. Currently, the biggest thing that has happened for us in growth is adding the telehealth component. The virtual piece has broadened the audience, the space. We no longer have to concern ourselves with a radius. Now we can treat and coach and educate all over Georgia, and that has been the greatest thing. Right now, we are on the wellness course about 1 year, and seeing tremendous growth and so much just traffic picking up, and it feels really, really great to finally see, to be able to see that, okay, this might work. I think it's going to work. Instead of being just afraid.
Thank you for that. One of the things I heard you say was traffic. Like, you ladies, we haven't heard from Dr. Little yet, but you ladies have both presented such businesses that have great solutions for our communities, right? I just want to make sure this is not a well-kept secret. So traffic, we got to get you guys more traffic, and hopefully that's what we're doing here tonight, because you guys are offering valuable services to the community. So I just say hats off for that.
Thank you.
Welcome. Let's see, can we hear from Dr. Patrice Little? We want to know, why did you start your business?
Hi, ladies. I apologize. I'm having some technical difficulties where I am, so I'll try to be as quick as possible before it goes out again. So when I first started NP Student Magazine, it really was for fun. I wanted to start a centralized like platform to address all the different types of challenges that NP students may have while they're in school. So I wanted it to just really serve as a resource. And eventually it evolved into a business. One of the things is like sometimes with businesses, it really starts off with just trying to solve a problem. And really to do was to be able to offer students something that I wish I had. And that's the story.
Awesome, awesome. Love it, love it. All right, our next question that we're gonna can you tell us some barriers that you had to overcome when you started your business? I'm gonna direct that to Alfred. Can you tell us some of the barriers that you had to overcome when you started your business?
When it comes to barriers, I think one of the things that I faced was rejection. I found myself researching, watching YouTube videos, just reading a lot of literature about how to start a scrub business. And early on when I started to reach out to different vendors, because I wasn't sure how to completely go about doing it. And so when I reached out to certain vendors, or I had a question, being told no, or saying, no, I'm sorry, we cannot open this account, or no, we can't assist with whatever situation it was. And for me, it was really challenging, because it's like, okay, where do you go from here? Do you stop at this point because you were rejected, or do you figure out ways to move forward? And I think that's a lot of what I'm learning in this business, just using critical thinking skills, some of the empowerment or leadership skills that was taught from being at Bedside, just using that to maneuver around and figuring out how I can make my business successful. So I would say, rejection has been the biggest challenge for me.
Yeah, that's another nugget that we just got on tonight, audience. Hearing no. How many times have we heard the word no? But guess what? That don't stop us. We keep moving. And that is the sign of an entrepreneur. So that is definitely a nugget on tonight. Thank you for that. I'm going to direct this next question to Sakithia. If you can tell us, what is the greatest reward or benefit to starting your business?
I think the greatest benefit that has been for me has been learning that my strengths and my weaknesses, my strengths may not have been as strong as I thought, and my weaknesses not quite as weak. I've learned to believe in my first thoughts. I've learned to be more confident in making definite choices and changes. I think I have become a better overall person in being able to assess a particular situation and to pick it apart without retreating so quickly, just seeing it as a problem, and clearly it must be a solution. So I started to learn to figure things out more and to expect setbacks, I think. And when I return from the setback, it just gives you greater belief that you're doing the right thing and that you can do the right thing. So that's that. It's been a benefit, just me personally being enriched by this big challenge.
I love how you put that as it's a benefit, right? Like as entrepreneurs, we have challenges, we have setbacks, we have those things all the time. But guess what? We look at them as opportunities, right? It's an opportunity. We should solve this problem, right?
Right.
So that is a benefit, and thank you for sharing that with us.
Oh yeah. I saw a cartoon article depiction today on success, and one picture showed just a diagonal line straight up saying that it did success, or then the other one was like a lot of squiggly up to the down and around, and then going to success. That is success. People get entrepreneurship, being in business, being your own boss. I, they see the glory, but they don't know the story, right? It's a lot of ups and downs, trials and tribulations. That is what makes you. And that, again, that is what being a CEO, being an entrepreneur is all about, is solving the problem and keeping pressing forward.
Yeah. Now, don't get us wrong, it has its perks too. We're going to get to that.
Mhm.
We're going to get to that too. All right, this is for Dr. Little. What is the best advice you received going from nurse to boss?
I would say it's done is better than perfect. Because oftentimes when you try to go about and transition into an entrepreneur, you want everything to be so perfect. You want to include all the bells and whistles and so forth. And sometimes you just need to get started and put out that 1.0, and then you'll discover all the different things, like the tweaks that you need to make based on your client's feedback. But if you're just always stuck in your head and you never get out of your head and you execute it, then you'll never really get to take off and grow. So I think that's the best advice I receive, is done is better than perfect. And that's specifically because my platform has to do with a magazine. So you can edit an article all day, over edit if you let yourself, because there's always a better way to present or your writing. But at the end of the day, you just want to get the message across. So if you get out of your head and just execute, I promise you, it's like your everything will go up from there.
Wow, wow. So Dr. Little, I'm reading a book, and I think it's called The Millionaire Mindset. But one of the things that he's talking about in this book is, first of all, you got to sell something before it's a business. You got to make a sale, right? So he's like, first sell it, and then go back and perfect it. So just what you just said, get it done first, right? Make a sale first, and then you can go back and do all those tweaks and put bells and whistles on it. So that is also another nugget that we have gotten here tonight. I hope somebody's taking notes.
Right.
I am.
Y'all are putting it down. All right, next question. Audrey, looking back, what would you tell yourself about starting a business? Looking back, what would you tell yourself about starting a business?
I think I would tell myself that success doesn't happen like overnight. It takes time. It's something that you have to work on every single day. Um, you're going to have sleepless nights. You're going to have, longer days just trying to get everything done, but you cannot complete everything in one day, so taking things step by step. Um, and, although you don't see the results early on, that the potential is there and it is eventually going to happen, because I think when I first jumped into this, I jumped like head first into it. I was researching and I was thinking, oh, this is just something I could start without a problem. But getting into it, it took months of having Zoom meetings, just basically collaborating with different people to get the business to where I wanted it to be before I actually launched it. So I would say, patience, patience, patience is really the key in starting a business.
That's right. Awesome. So just to reflect on that, Jessica, tell us how long it took us to make a profit.
So let me tell you, how much we made our first year. We made a whopping $1,694. Let me say it again. $1,694. That was our annual revenue for our business, our first year. And so it took us 3 years before we became profitable.
Mm-hmm.
And so, people see us and, they see it now that, we are a 7-figure business that, this is where we started from. We started, not being profitable, not working a full-time job and our business. And so that is being real. A lot of people, think success happens overnight, that we want to paint a real picture. We want to give you the real, we want to keep it all the way 100 here on the green table, because that gives people false hope, or when they get in a business, then when they don't see a immediate return or success that they're expecting, then they give up. But it doesn't happen overnight. Patience. That's I got patience. That's what you need.
But guess what? It will happen.
Yes.
If you do those things,
Consistent.
yes. If you do those things, if you have patience, yes, it will happen. Trust me. We're living examples that it'll happen.
That's right.
All right. This is our final question on tonight, and we're going to direct this to each one of you guys. I want you guys to each answer this one. And we'll start with Alvin, because I think Sakiti is off right now. So the question is, what advice would you give to a nurse considering starting a business? What advice would you give to a nurse?
Advice to a nurse planning to leave the bedside, I would say, that it is possible and that it can be done. I think a lot of times when starting a business, the main thing is fear of failure. Like if I start this business and I fail, then what happens? But the good thing about nursing is so like multifaceted. You have so many different avenues. And so even if you go out there and you start this business, if it fails, then you always have your license to fall back on. But if, as long as you're consistent, you're not going to fail. Nursing, I think that it empowers you. It teaches you pretty much everything that you need to be successful in any aspect. You learn critical thinking skills. I always look back, from nursing, critical thinking, leadership, empowerment, all of those things you take from nursing. So I feel like in whatever you try, you are going to be successful.
Awesome. Thank you. All right, Dr. Leonard, what advice would you give to a nurse who's thinking about starting a business?
I would say really get to know yourself and what comes natural for you. Because if you do what comes natural for you and marry it with your nursing skills, you're not really working, you're really having fun. And I say that because like my gift is communication. I like to talk, I like to write, I like to present. So when I do when I write articles or when I teach like students with certain things to help them enhance their experience in NP school. It's fun. So I guess I should say just make sure you're having fun.
Wow. You know, that is so very key. That is a huge nugget, Dr. Little. You know, when you start a business or you have a business, it is a lot of work. It is, you know, you have no cutoff time. It's no clocking in and clocking out like, you know, you going to work for someone else. You're constantly working on your business to improve your business. So, but if it's your passion, it's your purpose, you love doing it, it doesn't feel like work, right? It's something that you love to do, and so you're eager to do it. You want to do it, and you're gonna put your best foot forward. So yeah, make sure purpose, passion, all of that meets together when starting your business.
Definitely, definitely. And I want to say something related to that question too. You know, we chose this topic for tonight. We chose it on purpose because there are so many nurses who reach out to us about starting a senior care business. And so we wanted to showcase nurses who have made that leap, right? To be able to show you guys that it is possible. Yes, they had some challenges. Yes, they love being nurses. I loved being a nurse. I'm still a nurse, 10%. But it's not about not loving what you do, because we are, I think all of us love what we do as nurses, but it was about finding the need, right? Using our skills and our expertise and our passion to find a need, to fill that need, to start our business. And if I had to give advice to a nurse, to make that leap, I think the biggest difference is because like I said, I loved when I was working as a nurse. I loved it. I was still serving seniors then, but the difference is it's about my time. I can I have a little saying that I like to say that as an entrepreneur, I get to work with who I want to work with, when I want to work with them, how I want to work with them, right? So it's really about controlling our time and creating generational wealth, leaving something behind for our family. So those would be the nuggets that I would say, the advice that I would give to those who are considering starting a business.
And I want to just wrap up with this final question because I know it's important for our viewers to know and to see the importance of having guidance and mentorship and resources while building your business. So can each one of you talk to us, tell us, did you have guidance? What was the mentorship or access to resources while building your business? Tell me about that process.
I guess I'll start. I'm going to preface it with a quick story. One of the things is that I was divinely led to start a magazine because I do not have a degree in communications as well as media. And what happened was I was just like, okay, you want me to start what? And literally, I promise, one of my pageant sisters had a birthday party. At her birthday party, I met a woman who was the former manager for NASCAR magazine. And she asked me at that time, she was like, well, what are you? I'm like, I'm a nurse practitioner, but lately I've been feeling the need to start a magazine. And that's when she told me what she did. And instantly I landed a mentor. So all I have to say is what is for you is meant for you. When you surrender to that small voice that says to go and start this business that just totally doesn't make sense to you, I promise you, you'll start attracting different people to help you along the way as you say yes to each step. And that's it.
That is so true.
And just to piggyback off Dr. Patrice, I initially when I started out, I did not have a mentor either. I just started out just researching, following people that were already in the same industry reading certain articles, watching YouTube videos, just trying to figure out and navigate. Initially, I started on my own, but I was able to encounter someone in what I thought was just a casual conversation, ended up turning into the person that would be my mentor. And just talking with them about entrepreneurship and what comes along with the business has really helped. Sometimes you need that outlet. Starting a business is hard, it's stressful. Sometimes it can be overwhelming, but understanding that you need someone to surround yourself with to talk to when things get hard. Um, and just like Dr. Little said, that people will start to gravitate to you as long as you continue to move forward. You will start to surround yourself with people and start to find the different avenues you need to be successful.
Wow. Yes. So, I just wanted to point that out to our viewers because I know that's what our whole segment is about, going from nurse, going from the bedside to CEO. And so we know you're looking to diversify, right, your income. We want to help you avoid the hassles, the mistakes, the pitfalls that you can do on doing it alone by yourself because like Dr. Little said, like Algie said, a mentorship, having someone to be there to show you the way, to help you through when times get tough and just not doing it alone because you need that support, that help, and someone who has been that way. And so that is what we want to provide to you if you're ready to go from bedside to boss. If you're looking to enter the senior care industry, Eshonda and I, we have made, we have created an initiative that we want to help at least 100 individuals this year go from become an entrepreneur. And so in the senior care industry, and so if that is what you're looking for support, you're looking for help, you're looking for a community, a network where you can start your business, have a proven blueprint. We want to help you with the senior care incubator. And that is where you can get all the steps you need to start your very own senior care business. Not doing it on your own, not taking years to make it happen, not hitting pitfalls in a brick wall and saying, where do I go from here? We want to mentor you. We want to help you go from bedside to boss, creating life-changing revenue. And not only life-changing revenue, but also making a positive impact in your community. And so using the skills you already have, right, as being a nurse, we know you're passionate about caring. We know you're passionate about helping others. And so now why not do it as a business for yourself? And just like Eshonda said, you can work when, how, and with whoever you want. And where you want. And so we want to provide that opportunity for you by joining our incubator, our senior care business incubator. And we can help you in whatever senior care business, particularly in-home care, adult day, personal care. All right. Anything else?
I think we have knocked it out of the park tonight with these ladies, these entrepreneurs, these nurses who have went from bedside to boss. You guys have dropped some nuggets on tonight, and we so thank you. We're going to definitely have to do a recap because those were just some good nuggets tonight.
And so stay tuned. Make sure you open your emails. We're going to be dropping nuggets, a replay of what has happened here on tonight, which was an awesome first episode. So thank you again, ladies. Before we wrap up, we're going to bring you up and make sure you can drop your how people can reach you and connect with you and your business. And so we're going to do that as well. But we want to make sure you all meet us back here on May the 12th at 7 p.m. for our second episode at the Green Table Senior Care Talk Show. We're going to be talking with Tanita McKnight from all together,
All in community together.
I'll mess it up, all in community together agency, and she's going to be talking about how to fund your business, right? We want to give you all the tea here on what you need. If you're an aspiring entrepreneur or you're a current entrepreneur, we're going to be spilling tea. We're going to keep it 100 here at the Green Table Talk and help you be a successful entrepreneur. So thank you again for joining us. And before we wrap up, we're going to let each guest say how you can connect with them and support their business. All right, Albany.
So there are several ways to reach me. We are based in Leesburg, Georgia, but as mentioned previously, we are an online and mobile retailer. So we do have a website in place. It's www.marleyhealthscrubs.com. We also have a Facebook and Instagram page, and it's Marley Health Scrub as well. There's contact information on there as far as the phone number and how to reach us. You can send us messages, direct messages through Facebook or via email. We're mobile, so just at your convenience. Right now, we're traveling about a 30 to 45-mile radius, but whenever the opportunity presents itself, we are willing to go further. So if you guys would just contact us, we offer uh, scrubs, medical accessories, pretty much everything that you would need. The only thing that we don't offer currently is footwear, but from stethoscopes to scissors, lab jackets, scrub sets, we offer it. So contact us today if you guys have any. We offer group discount. We have payroll deduction. If you want to discuss any type of payment plans, whatever questions you may have, feel free to please reach out to us, and we look forward to hearing from you.
Awesome.
Hey everyone, we look forward to interacting with you. And when I say we, I'm talking the MP Student Mag team. You can reach us on Instagram at MP Student Mag. That's at MP Student Mag. Also on Facebook, as well as YouTube, MP Student Magazine. And we are the first. So we have just about everything you need to help you through your MP student lifestyle as the first digital educational and supplemental lifestyle resource for nurse practitioner students.
All right. I'm not sure if Sakivia can come on or unmute. I don't know if she can hear us.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, I'm back. So you can contact the concierge clinic on Instagram. We're at my concierge clinic. On Facebook, it is the concierge clinic, and our website is myconciergeclinic.com. We offer medical, weight loss, nutritional coaching guidelines, and virtual as well as in-person service. Again, our radius is about 40 miles also. I'm based out of Leesburg as well. But I do travel to Sumter, Doherty, Terra County areas. That's about it. Everything else we can handle virtual. We do injections, medications, and also you don't have to have medications. You can just have one-to-one coaching as you see fit, monthly or a 3-month program or just a quick jump start. We also offer that for 30 days.
All right. Well, thank you, ladies. Again, thank you for coming on and sharing with us. This has really been great and informative. And viewers, we look forward to seeing you May 12th at 7 p.m. Back here at the Green Table, where we're going to be talking about how to fund your business. So again, thank you all. Spread the news. We want to help aspiring entrepreneurs and current entrepreneurs be successful, share knowledge here at the Green Table Talk. So again, thank you and have a great night.
Good night.
Mm.